I'm the FanFic Critic. I read it, you listen. Today I'm going to be reviewing a SpongeBob Squarepants fanfic. The end. Other people do it. It doesn't work for them, so why do they think it's going to work for me? Yes, I am reviewing a SpongeBob Squarepants fanfic. The thing is, my past experiences with that genre have not been very good, if you know what I mean. So you can understand why I'm a bit hesitant. Well, the nice thing is, the author of this story I've never heard of before, so that's a plus. Secondly, the author's name is not offensive in any way at all, or at least to me it isn't, so that's a plus. And there's no romance in it, and it's rated T, so that should also be a plus. And yet I'm still worried. Okay, the name of today's fanfic is called Squidward is Gone, or Squidward's Gone, by Shiny Kendo. So this person is shiny? Are they like the vampires from Twilight who sparkle in the sunlight? Okay, let's get serious. This story is rated T. It's in English. It's horror parody, and it's Squidward and SpongeBob, and it has 6 reviews. Let's read. Here's the second of 2 slightly older stories I should get out of the way before continuing my other, not one-shot tales. There's a slight chance of this getting 1 to 2 more terrifying chapters, but probably not. This was made November 21st, 2009, then revised and given an alternate ending today. Blame the newer, worse SpongeBob episodes for giving me the idea. Okay, seeing it says it was published on January 31st, 2010. Something tells me that this author is not going to be updating it. So, let's read the story. He ran over the sandy hills, panting. I have to get away. I have to. His rolling suitcase bumped over the rocks, carrying his most precious belongings. He's everywhere, no matter how hard I try. A magazine slipped out from the case, but it was quickly forgotten and swept away by the sea breeze. I'll make a new life in a new town, somewhere where he won't be able to find me. Jellyfish passed him by like a pink blur. He can never find me if I never go back. For SpongeBob, it was another bright and sunny day in the undersea town of Bikini Bottom. Okay, I need to stop for a second. I like that they're using paragraph spacings, but you know, so far, I think they just need a little bit more words in some of these paragraphs. I mean, I can understand having, you know, the italicized words separated because those are Squidward's thoughts, but, you know, looking at it, it kind of looks like lyrics for a song, or like a poem, if you glance at it, because it's kind of like the layout of a poem. Poems don't have, like, paragraphs, it's just lines. But, you know, I can also assume that when they wrote this in, assumably, Microsoft Word, it probably came across more as paragraphs. But still, I'm just being a bit nitpicky, so ignore me. Let's move forward. The alarm horn sounded, greeting the new day. SpongeBob woke up with a big smile on his face. Ecstatic. Good morning, Gary, he yelled. Meow. The snail replied lazily. Today's a special day, Gary. Meow. Today, I'm going to visit Squidward. Meow. I know! I've already visited him 15 times this month. He shook his fists up and down in excitement. Isn't that... What the hell are those surrounding the word great? Is that supposed to be like HTML code? Well, the code isn't right because it's supposed to be, you know, the little Pac-Man symbols separating the eyes, not parentheses. Why are those in there? Is it like an error or something? Did the author purposely put those in there? I don't know. That's just bizarre. If the author could, they should go in there and get rid of those, because those are just distracting. And they're not even right either. Pretty much it says, isn't that great? Meow. Woo! SpongeBob ran away to get dressed, hands in the air. Meow. Gary shook his head. Well, at least they're writing them in character so far. Wow, look, some actual paragraphs. Meaning more words in them, so they're not just lines. Now dressed in his trademark square suit and tie, SpongeBob SquarePants opened the door of his pineapple house. Ah, the great outdoors, he said to himself. Well, time to go see Squidward. He walked next door to the head-shaped residence of Squidward Tentacles and knocked on the door. No answer. He said. He knocked again. He must be busy. I'll go check on him. Even though the door was locked, SpongeBob opened the door to his neighbor's house. The living room was empty. Even with the vibrant green and black on the walls and paintings of Squidward all over, it felt lifeless. SpongeBob looked all over the house for him, but still no sign of life. He closed the bathroom door and gasped, "Squid's gone missing!" He ran to the phone in his He ran to the phone in his own house extremely quickly and called the police. SpongeBob literally screamed into the phone, "Hello, police!" A fish on the line responded, Sir, what's your problem now? You've called several times this week. Last time you called because you got a paper cut." "I know! This is serious!" His feet shuffled back and forth. "Yeah. What is it?" "My best friend Squidward Tentacles is lost. I couldn't find him anywhere." "Yeah, right. Good luck with that." The police fish hung up. Still holding his phone, SpongeBob said to Gary, "They don't believe me." Gary squinted his eyes. "Well, I was not acting stupid. If the police aren't going to look for Squidward, then I will." He put on his game face and marched off. Squidward walked through an endless sandy plain, dragging his suitcase along. He was tired and hungry, but he knew the only way he could escape SpongeBob was by walking so far away he had no way of guessing. He looked around cautiously, then took out a shovel from his bag and dug a hole in the ground. He worked quickly, soon making a hole that would fit both him and his luggage. "I can rest here. SpongeBob won't find me. I'm alone here. I can get on the road soon. SpongeBob won't find me again. Oh no, he won't. I can be certain of that." Crouched in his hole, he felt calm. He felt calmed? Why is there an ED at the end of calm? It should just say he felt calm. But what if he finds me? What if he and that idiot Patrick come all the way out here just to find me, and they find a hole in the ground and come across me? I'm not safe. I'm never safe. Calm down, Squidward. Calm down. They are not going to find you. It's impossible. Let me guess. They find him in the next line. "Hi, Squidward." Why am I not surprised? Dah! He scrambled up against the side of the hole. SpongeBob and Patrick were on the other side. But, impossible! Not if it's happening today. Not if it's happening. Hey, Squidward, why'd you run away? Patrick and me were both worried about you. Shouldn't it say Patrick and I both were worried about you? Because if you take out Patrick, this is what it says. Me were worried about you. It should say Patrick and I, not Patrick and me. Doesn't make any sense. By the way, Patrick said, I brought some pizza. Want some? I can't take it anymore! Squidward screamed. I'm tired of you following me around, always appearing everywhere and annoying me. I am sick of you and your friend Patrick. What with his non sequiturs and his single tooth and his stupidity. But most of all, I'm sick of you, SpongeBob. You follow me everywhere, even when you've never heard about whatever I'm doing. You even created an exact replica of my house. If that's not creepy, I don't know what is. Don't follow me. He slowly crawled from the hole and walked on with his things, hoping they understood. Wow, SpongeBob said. He sounded angry. Finally, Squidward thought, walking away with newfound confidence. All they need was a stern talking to. That'll keep 'em away. Suddenly, Patrick stood in front of him, holding out a slice of pepperoni pizza. You sure you don't want some? Squidward took a deep breath, jumped up and down, and shouted, Why? Just because? Squidward stomped away and was immediately looking into the happy eyes of SpongeBob. Squidward, you have to come back. Yet again, you're doing something arrogant and wrong, and if you don't come back soon, you'll be sorry. He pushed SpongeBob away. He had peace for but a moment. Am I arrogant? Nobody taught me anything. Nobody told me this was wrong. In school, I always had something to say. Nobody would listen to me. They would only listen to Squilliam, and he hogged all the glory with the exact same ideas I had. So I had to teach myself with these magazines. But what substitute are they? Everybody hates my work. Everybody hates it when it's not done with SpongeBob. SpongeBob. The sponge had latched onto his leg now, sobbing. Get off, Squidward demanded. He sniffled and said, You gotta come back home. You've just gotta. Why? Because the crusty crab needs a cashier. The crusty crab can hire someone else for all I care. But you have that special Squidward charm. Get off of my leg. He pushed him with the other tentacle, and he didn't come back. Patrick found SpongeBob scrunched up on the ground. Do you want this pizza? He asked, waving it in front of his face. I'm not in the mood for eating pizza right now. Then what are you in the mood for eating? Squidward. So SpongeBob is now a cannibal? Let's move forward. SpongeBob moped over to the Krusty Krab. I'm ready, he moaned. I'm ready. I'm ready. I'm ready. He pushed open a door, just barely able to get in it. Just barely able to do it. He walked past the empty tables and into his workstation. He could hardly lift his spatula. He was so weak with sadness. SpongeBob slid his spatula under the patty on the stove. His arm didn't have the strength to lift it, and he gave up. Mr. Krabs poked his crabby head through the window above the stove. I'll be filling in for Squidward today, only until he gets back. So SpongeBob, get us one Krabby Patty. Coming right up, sir. Even using both hands, the patty wouldn't budge. Come on, boy. The customer's waiting. It eventually was burnt to a crisp. I'm sorry, Mr. Krabs. I'm just so sad. Squidward ran away from Bikini Bottom and he's not coming back. He told me so himself. Me money's run away. That's terrible. Realizing the potential loss of profit when one has a Sully fry cook. Mr. Krabs gave him a swift pat on the back. But you don't have to act like a wimp, boy. Be a man. People come and go. What, did you love him or something? He sniffed. Pull yourself together, lad, or it's gonna be a long day. Now get this customer his Krabby Patty, and be a man about it. Okay. He took another patty, but was still unable to flip it in time. I can't do it, Mr. Krabs. I'm sorry. Well, I guess for a softy like you, these things take time. No, Mr. Krabs. SpongeBob wiped away his tears. I have to go get Squidward back. He took a moment to think about it. If it's gonna make me patties, then do it. It was nighttime. A cricket chirped underwater. How is that even possible? I don't even know if there are underwater crickets or not. In fact, I don't even know if there's underwater sea breezes or underwater fires. It just doesn't make any sense. The entire logic of SpongeBob doesn't make any sense if you think about it. I'm sorry. I'm critiquing SpongeBob, and that's not even a fanfic. Let's get on with the actual fanfic. Squidward was still tired and hungry, and also determined. Everything but the moon was pitch black. Is there even a moon underwater? Aren't they so deep in the ocean that they can't see a moon? Okay, I gotta... You're too far away. He can't find you. He cannot find you. Everything is okay. A faint whistle came from the seaweed. What was that? No. It's just the wind. He stepped on something big and hard. He crouched down and felt its ridges, its blunt pointed shape. Squidward stopped himself from pressing down on a trigger. What is it? A memory struck him from somewhere. A gun. A gun? A gun! I can shoot SpongeBob with this, and then he'll be gone forever. He'll be dead, and I'll never have to see him again. And then I can accomplish my dreams. Oh God, this is turning into leave me alone. He heard the wind whisper again. He heaved the gun up with two tentacles, holding the suitcase with one leg like appendage. No, calm down. That's not SpongeBob. Of course it's SpongeBob! With a big smile, SpongeBob appeared in his face. So SpongeBob can read Squidward's mind. I mean, the sentence before, no, calm down, that's not SpongeBob, was in, was italicized like it was thoughts. It wasn't in quotation, so Squidward wasn't actually speaking. So I guess SpongeBob is psychic. Ah! He had him at gunpoint. How did you read my mind? He was sweating, speaking quietly. Well, at least it pointed out that he could read his mind. We'll talk about that later. What, you can't explain it? I just can't live without you. I can't work or eat or play cards knowing that you're not there. That's creepy. As I've been walking, I've had some theories and speculations about you. Ooh, speculations. SpongeBob clapped and bounced up and down. Drama. Stop being such an idiot, he snapped. As I was saying, you are the only one in your family who's ever been square, right? Everyone else I've seen was round. And that has to mean something, right? And you said yourself, your species reproduces by budding, right? But your mother got pregnant, and she even had a square belly. That just isn't possible. And from the minute you were created, you were an annoying weirdo. You have ruined or stolen every opportunity I had for fame. Whenever I do something right, everyone says it's because of you. He panted. SpongeBob only stared. Without first hesitation, Squidward shot at him. The bullet flew straight through one of his holes, which had suddenly expanded. What? He shot several times more. Every single bullet shot missed. But how is this you can't kill me, Squid. Remember all the times I almost died? But I didn't. All the while, Squidward shot at shot, always missing. What? But you have to die sometime. You can't just live forever. Or can I? He laughed his signature da-ya-ya laugh. It resounded in his head like the echoes within the fiery gates of hell. No, I don't want to have my life being bothered by you. If nobody likes me, if this world doesn't like me, then I'll just have to leave this world. You were at his funeral. Okay, that's nice use of transition there. Squidward's family, Patrick, Mr. Krabs, and SpongeBob watched as his casket was lowered into the ground. Here lies Squidward Tentacles, friend of SpongeBob, worker at the Krusty Krab, a true artist. His mother left a flower. Patrick left a rock, but only SpongeBob Squarepants cried. He blew his nose in a handkerchief and wiped his eyes with it. Always the weak one, Mr. Krabs said. What's gotten into you, boy? You've got to get out of that sadness sometimes. But Mr. Krabs, I can't. Squidward was my best friend. Wait, I thought that Patrick was your best friend. Tears streamed down his face. They said he's gone to heaven now. The best you can do is wish him well and wait until you get there to see him again. Wait until I get there. He felt a knife in his back pocket. How convenient! SpongeBob holding a knife in his back pocket? Right after Squidward is dead? I wonder what's going to happen. But I could get there now. Alternate ending or continuation. Squidward could barely open his eyes. He knew he'd killed himself as the bullet went straight through his heart. He felt his chest, and he found the tissue restored. I must be in heaven, he thought, with a smile creeping upon his face. I can start fresh, maybe work on something worthwhile. I'll relax all day. I'll meet the most famous artists in the world, has ever known. And if SpongeBob's not here, oh, this is a dream come true. He couldn't wait any longer. He had to look around. Squidward sat up and forced his eyes open, ready to see the dream. He was back in his house. Well, there must be a no. It might look like my house, but it's heaven all right. He didn't hesitate to run right out the door, again ready to see the light. The sky was blue with flowers, like real life. The neighborhood remained, like real life. His heart stopped, like real life. And in front of his face was SpongeBob. Squidward, you're alive! Completely and utterly predictable. That's what this story was. It was incredibly predictable. Was it bad though? No, it was mediocre. It was okay. I mean, it kind of would play out like a SpongeBob SquarePants episode, but it was just, it had its moments. Like, the transitions were lacking, and, you know, how predictable it was, you know, ridiculous. And the fact that SpongeBob, I don't know, the ending's kind of confusing. So was heaven supposed to be like real life? Like a repeat of real life? So if I was to kill myself right now, I'd wake up and be in my room again, and everyone who was in my life before would be there again? I don't know. It was just kind of confusing. I mean, the author had hopes of continuing the story, but they never did. And it was probably a good thing. I don't think this story needed a continuation anyway. I think it was just fine the way it was. So was it a bad story? Not really. But was it a good story? Not really. So it was kind of in the middle, if you know what I mean. Out of all the SpongeBob fanfics I've read so far, though, I'd have to say this is the best one. Well, I'm the FanFic Critic. I read it, you listen, and I need to go eat dinner.